Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. Whither I go ye know, and the way ye know. Thanks for being here. I'm so honored to be able to speak today. For those who don't know me, I'm Angus. I'm Mary's oldest grandson. And today I'm going to reflect on what her life meant to me, now that she's gone to be with our Lord in one of those many mansions. When I was little, my parents were really interested in Egyptian history, so I'm going to explain how she got her nickname that carried on through the rest of the grandkids. There was a queen in ancient Egypt named Nefertiti, and when I was little, I couldn't say that whole name, so I just said Titi. And for some reason, I have no idea why, I started to call my grandma Grandma Titi. And so that stuck with the rest of the grandkids. The name Nefertiti in ancient Egyptian means great of praise, and I think that she did a pretty praiseworthy job of being our grandma. When I think of my grandma, there are a few words that I think about: TLC, candy, the beach house, the Conestoga, and some stories and advice. Whenever we would go over to my grandma's, she'd tell our dad that it was grandma time, and we always got really excited about this because that was a lot of tender, loving care and candy. It was definitely more candy than our dad wanted in our systems when we came home. Upon entering the house, we were always greeted with hugs and kisses up until the very end, and she always had a strong love for all of her grandkids. I've been going to my grandparents' beach house since I can remember, and my grandma always loved walking on the boardwalk and sitting on the deck with a glass of ginger ale. I also have a lot of memories with her down by the Conestoga behind my grandparents' house. There were always walks along the bank during the summer, peaceful afternoons when we were all gardening on the floodplain in the little garden that we built. She was always showing an interest in the garden. She'd sit out in the sun, but sometimes she'd wander over and ask us what we were planting, what we were doing. Some of my most peaceful times spent with her were down by the Conestoga River. When I was little, she'd always give me lots of stories and advice. My childhood was filled with stories that she read to me from the many children's books that she'd collected over the years, but one of my favorites was the Nativity story. So it was from her that I first learned about Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and the three wise men. She always had advice for me too. She always said, "Angus, if you dress nice, be kind, and act polite, you will always be right where you need to be." I guess that kind of made up for all the candy that she gave me with my dad. In the end, I got to return the favor and read her stories during the last month and tell her what I was doing in my day during the day. And I treasure that last month that I got to spend with her. She's in a better place now, and I'm glad to know that she's finally free from Alzheimer's disease. I like to believe that she knew that she was surrounded by people who loved her at the very end. And she's probably looking down on us now, and I hope she's proud of what she sees. Thank you.